Culp, your publisher and CEO at CUInsight.com, and I am bringing you a 3 questions video interview today with a really special guest. We're super excited to have Andrea Brown, the VP of Client Engagement at Lodestar Technologies, joining us today. We're going to have a really great conversation about member growth and much more in 2023. So, Andrea, thanks so much for being here.
Hey, Lauren, thanks so much for having me.
Awesome. Well, let's dive in. I'm curious, what are your clients really focusing on for 2023?
So the thing that we're hearing over and over from our credit unions is a focus on member growth. A lot of them are seeing maybe some stagnation in their member growth or even declines in their growth rates. And so we're having a lot of conversations around attrition, around acquisition, and just all of the ways that they can really tackle this member growth challenge that seems to be kind of felt across the industry. And so we're helping our clients understand what their growth looks like and what they can do about that.
Wonderful. Well, I know a lot of credit unions are really diving into some of the data side of what they've got access to. And there's so much information that credit unions have, but how would you say that they can really use their data to maybe tackle this issue of member attrition, member growth?
Yeah, so Lodestar Technologies is a data warehouse provider. We have business intelligence platforms, and we also provide strategic guidance to credit unions as they are tackling these kinds of initiatives or anything else that might be on their roadmap. So when we talk about member growth as a strategic initiative, we follow that up with some guidance on what kind of data to look at and what we can do to help, right? So we are helping credit unions really set the baseline for their member growth often right now. So as you know, credit unions are all across the board when it comes to their analytics journey, right? Some have been doing this for a long time, some are just starting out. So really the first thing that we want to help credit unions with is establish that baseline, figure out what their member growth has looked like historically, overlay some of those industry predictions that we're seeing, things like that, and then come up with a realistic goal for the year. So if their membership growth has been steady at 2% year over year, it's not realistic to set a goal for 20% for 2023, right? So we want to help set realistic goals, but then also put in some action items to help get there. One thing that we talk a lot about is growth in terms of brand new members, so brand awareness, acquiring new members, but we also are talking a lot about keeping your existing members. I think often the answer just jumps out as, how do we get new members in the door, when really we want to have a conversation about the attrition rates that credit unions are seeing. You know, do you have existing members that are leaving, and why? So we try to help our clients dive into that side of the equation as well. There are a number of ways we can do that. So really a focus on engagement and deepening existing relationships to make those members more sticky. Make sure they're using your checking products, your digital banking products. They've got their loans with you. There are tons of opportunities that we can uncover in the data. But then also layering machine learning on top of that to find things that might not stick out to us with our human brains, but the technology might be able to read between the lines and give us some indicators of a member that might be about to leave that we never would have known with our traditional ways of digging into the data.
Wonderful. Well, so data is super, super important here, but what would your advice be for credit unions who don't really have or don't think that they have the skills or the resources to really harness their data?
Yeah, so that's something we hear a lot, especially when we talk about things like that machine learning, those attrition models. So my advice really is to think about your goals, what you're trying to achieve, and then find a partner that can help you. As credit unions, a lot of times there aren't resources in-house for programming, for data science. But there are a lot of partners out there. So Lodestar is one of those partners. We have a great team of data scientists that are working with credit unions that come from the credit union industry, that understand all of the nuances of the credit union space, and they're building these really intentional, purpose-built models made to meet each individual credit union's needs. We customize those, pulling in all of your different data sources. We build the model based on things that you tell us that are important to you. And then we work with credit unions to make sure they've got an action plan once they get the results. So that's really my biggest advice. You don't have to tackle everything on your own. There are a lot of partners out there that can help you do that. And again, Lodestar is one of those partners, and we love doing this kind of work and helping support credit unions in their growth.
Amazing. Well, we are going to link to Andrea's contact information and that of the team at Lodestar Technologies here. So anybody who's watching can get directly in touch with you and your team. It's been so great getting to hear a little bit more about how to really grow in 2023, especially with an unknown sort of economic environment. But the things you're talking about here, harnessing your data, machine learning, definitely having a partner like Lodestar could make a really big impact there. All right, Andrea, thank you so much for your time. It's so great getting to connect. And thank you to all of our listeners today for tuning into our 3 questions video interview series. We'll be back again next time.